You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast, home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Back for a Monday, the 11th of April, 2022. Last time April 11th is going to be happening this year, Eddie. Think I made that joke a couple of weeks ago, but you know what, dude? Never gets old. How are you? You seem out. You seem a little bit like you might be. You know how Joe Rogan before Connor and Aldo, and he's like, Connor looking loose, fluid, relaxed. Jose Aldo looks like he's feeling the weight of this moment. You look like you're feeling the weight of a Monday.
Well, not really. Just like a nice, slow, meandering start to the day, Tom.
You look
That's
like
what the Masters provides. The Masters provides the punter and the dribbler with the ability to ease into the day. Now,
The week even.
Well, the week, sure. Short week as well. Ella, we got up at like 6:30 and I put on the golf and she was like, when are we walking the dog? I said, I can't walk the dog today. Can't walk the dog. You're going to have to walk the dog by yourself. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, the Masters is on it. She's like, yeah, I know. And I go, well, what's my job? And she smiled at me and was like, I know you're talking so much shit, but I can't really question
There's nothing she can do.
There's nothing she can do. So they went for an hour walk and I laid in bed and enjoyed what Sunday at the Masters provides. We'll get to it. It was a little bit disappointing. I'm not going to sugarcoat the fucking situation.
Don't. We'll get to it.
I don't even have any sugar to coat it with.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have any sugar, so I can't coat shit. We'll get to it. But I have eased into the day, Tom, know that. I've had my banana bread. I've had my coffee, and I'm feeling all right.
I also used that same excuse. It's not an excuse, though, because it is legitimately, like it or not, what we do for work. But when I had to leave the house yesterday to come to the office, to the studio, to watch dudes punch the fuck out of each other, dudes and chicks, and drink beers with you and Kempy and Willie Burns and Dee and Tobler. And as I'm leaving the house, I'm like, bye. And she's like, sorry that I've got to go and do this. And she even acknowledged, like, yeah, it is a little bit at times hard to, rationalize the reality of what you do as work.
But it is what it is. And
Tough titties, as they say in the game.
well, tough titties. Yep. Tough titties is a great way to put it. Shout out to tough titties. The saying.
Yeah, no, you know what? Tough titties themselves, if they're out
like
there,
them
I'm sure
tough?
I don't care. I'm just saying shout out to them.
Right. Okay.
It's not about what I like. It's just about, shining a light on tough titties and giving them the credit they deserve.
Or their moment in the sun.
Their moment in the sun. Look, you went down to a wedding. Since Thursday, we've sort of been on the go. Well, you've certainly been on the go. You've been on the go.
Friday was, I've been on the go. Half on the go, half not on the go. Does that make sense? Thursday was a big night on the go.
We were on...
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Huge night on the go. Not as much sleep.
Not on the goey, if that's what it sounded like.
No, we were on the go.
The go.
We were walking and
we were moving and shaking. We weren't on goey. I just want everyone to know.
I didn't say that though.
No, I just wanted to clear that up.
Right. Seemed unnecessary.
Well, it sounded like you were saying on the go.
Yeah, we were on the go.
Yeah,
that's the saying.
I know, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that wasn't a speed reference.
Sure.
Great film.
Got bogged down there. Didn't get any sleep. Had fuck all sleep. And I'm a man that needs sleep.
Not goey related.
To provide, it wasn't go related at all. It was just a couple of dribblers staying up late.
Yeah.
Shooting the shit. Yeah. And luckily for me, Elsa drove us all the way down to Mollymook. I couldn't really sleep. I was just sort of there, just existing. Got a curly whirly and some Doritos and shit. That was nice.
How'd that go? Did that help you?
Yeah, it helped.
That's good.
Curly whirlies. Me and curly whirlies. Have I talked about curly whirlies before?
Yeah, we've spoken about curly whirlies,
We're
dude.
really vibing at the moment, me and curly whirlies. I don't know. He just come back into my life and I'm loving him. He's great. We cruised down there. We had a nice night. Had a few margies, had a few Negronis, flopped about, had a few pizzas. Very nice. Very relaxed. Then Saturday was nice, but then Saturday's the wedding. So then you're up again. And then I've got to get up at fucking 7 in the morning and drive all the way to Mollymook back here to do a live stream. And it's just, it adds up.
You're on the go.
It just adds up.
Yeah.
It all adds up. Adds up. Shout out to Iz and Ash for having us. Lovely wedding down in Mollymook. Lovely stuff. Really nice stuff. Shout out to the dribbler Mitch. Keep running into this cunt. Every time I'm in Milton, I'm running into this guy Mitch. First time I'm down there, he's at a Bucks. He's literally got a ball and a chain strapped to his leg. He's running around yipping and yahooing. And then he was serving piss at this wedding I was at. And his joke now with his mates is that we're best friends, me and Mitch and I.
Shout out to Mitch.
And we catch up every time I go to Milton.
Seems like you do.
Which is what we do.
It is technically what you do.
It is correct.
You're on one of the great perpetual wedding seasons, it seems, just non-stop. Have you got any more on the horizon?
None.
Okay, so that was the last one.
No. There's some on the horizon, but not the immediate horizon.
Well,
not for months and months.
Okay, for months and months. Yeah, well, because you've, as I said, one of the great wedding seasons all time.
It was a hell of a season.
Hell of a season.
I
after Thursday came back here, and so Friday we got back to Sydney, and as you said, had little to no sleep. Not Goey related, I must stress, but I just came back here and basically slept in the office all day while Tobler edited shit, and had like my mum calling me. I'm like, sorry, mum, in a meeting. And then Steph like, hey, what's going on? I'm just like, oh yeah, just back. Steph was like, I knew you were asleep in the office because your WhatsApp hadn't been active for like 4 hours and you're fucking on your phone. I was like, well, you caught me out. That is exactly what I did. I had the Masters replay on and I just lay on this couch, this very couch.
What did you tell her you were doing?
I said I was in the office. Just said I was in the office, didn't get any, but she knew that in the office meant I was probably sleeping in the office. Based on the research that she did.
She's caught you out really early in the game.
I didn't lie to her though, which is good. I just said I was in the office. I just said I'll be home in the arvo.
Is it annoying to you that your first sleep in the office, you've been caught?
No, not really.
Because now she's gonna know. Like she's just gonna know now.
That's fine. If it's a work day, I feel like I can do it. But
I reckon you're gonna run into trouble.
I think I said it to Tobler. I was like, I actually don't think I've been more like. I think the greatest satisfaction I've had in having our own office came on that Friday, that fateful Friday, when I could just sleep somewhere. And, it's like having a second house.
It is.
Less beds in here, but like I can
there's deep couches. We got them deep.
We got the couches deep and it paid off.
Depth comes into its own on a soggy Friday when you've had no sleep. Depth comes into its own.
And then obviously Saturday, Sunday. Well, Saturday I felt I was feeling the weight of the moment, like Jose Aldo. Still feeling the weight of the moment.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Well, it's 2 days after just a big night. I feel like that just happens these days. But then Sunday back, watching the Biffs, we'll get to it.
Depends on your context, I think. Because I wake up on Saturday fresh as a daisy. You know what I mean? But I was away. I was having a lovely time. Whereas you're...
Oh, yeah. No, it
in
definitely
your own
matters.
reality.
It definitely matters. But like just the general feeling, like if you got back on the dranky drank, though. I didn't. I just sort of chilled. I pounded a cheese platter into the earth. That was what my Saturday was. Shitloads of cheese.
Blues,
and a couple of other ones. A hard cheese. I can't remember what it was. It was like a peppercorn number. A Daphne. It's one of them, bro.
Camembert?
I can't even fucking remember, dude.
Brie?
I can't remember. They were soft, though. They were soft, and it was phenomenal. And then you have your quince paste, you have your pate, Like
what biscuits do you go with?
Those ones with the fruit.
The ones we like.
Well, the fucking ones in the fruit. Like, they sting you. They sting you hard for them, but they're worth it because they have chunks of shit in them.
There's a couple of alternatives that have come out as well in the last couple of years in response to whoever the fuck started them.
Yeah.
And their prices come down a pinch.
Has to.
Because they used to be like $10 a packet.
Yeah, which is criminal.
And you could get through one in 15 minutes.
That's the problem, right? I'm not going to spend $30 on 3 packets of those things, but like you get one and they're done in 2 seconds. So what's the, what do you do?
One and done.
So anyway, pounded cheese platters. But honestly, I feel like the weekend has to include Thursday, and I feel like we talk about Thursday as part of the weekend, and maybe we talk about it as part of the NRL. Let's start talking a bit of rugby league, and we'll include Thursday into it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Does that make a lot of sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
It does?
Well, it makes a lot of sense because that's why we went there.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
We went to Newcastle to watch
rugby league. So let's talk some rugby league.
Let's do that.
When we talk rugby league, punters, dribblers, we always do it for our good friends at KO. Shout out to KO, without whom, as a sporting public, we would be nowhere.
Well, I think they're sport's backbone in some ways. You know what I mean?
The backbone of sport in Australia?
The backbone of sport in Australia is KO now. It's as simple as that.
Bro, if you think about what they had on KO this weekend, if you had all rugby league, all fucking AFL, you had the Masters, you had the Formula One, you had the Biffs. Is there something I'm missing? Was there surfing on? Like, there's just non-stop action. But anyway, we're talking rugby league. Now, it started Thursday, 3 p.m. Us two here, Tommy Tobler, the Pride boys, we hopped into a limousine that was understated and elegant. We will have a video dropping to take the punter and the dribble on a little ride. We got driven up to Newey.
We did. We were in the 11-seat Chrysler.
Yeah.
It was adorned with neons, which were a lovely touch. Neons in limos is what it's all about for me, I think.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't hop in a limo that wasn't neoned out the arse.
You know what did? We were playing music. There was some TV screens in there. We're having some punts.
It was fucking torrential.
The rain was ridiculous. As you're driving along, there was like waterfalls cascading down like the stone wall sort of escarpments on the M1.
It was crazy.
The rain was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Absolutely absurd.
I will say...
Shout out to Steve. He knew his fucking way around. Shout out to Steve who could drive. Mate, Steve was going quick. Steve knew what he was doing.
Steve knew what he was doing, but I was like... One misstep from Steve and we're basically like... Who's like, did John Denver go down in a plane crash? Like, that'd be our thing. It'd be like, Hello Sport went out in a limo, a neon limo crash on the M1 in torrential rain with their driver, Steve. He was probably doing like 170.
Steve was...
What a way to go, though.
Look, what a way to go.
If you were going to go out that way, you go out on top. You go out on the absolute top in a neon stretch Chrysler 11-seater.
Oh, yeah, with a couple of blokes in the ice bin.
Yeah, a couple of blokes in the ice bin.
And a bottle of Patron.
Bit of tequila. On your way to a Thursday night round 5 blockbuster between two teams just on the edge of the 8.
Well, we're sniffing the 8 at the time.
Sniffing the 8.
Manly now in the 8. We'll get to that.
Entrenched.
Nipped up there, got the Yacom. Just got our ducks in order. Was feeling alive. Was feeling great. Was thriving when we arrived.
Yeah. We were really pumped. Got up there, then rolled into some pub pre-game. Did we?
The Duke of Gloucester. The Duke
Wellington.
Huh?
Duke of Wellington. Duke of Wellington.
Duke of Wellington. The Dow.
Love the Duke of Wellington. A few dribblers running around in there. Shook some hands. Kissed some babies.
Well, the biggest if you want to talk about. And I mean, this is... I'm just thinking from like a dribbler's perspective because we said we were going to Newcastle. We didn't really say where we were going to or anything. We didn't have any fucking plans. We were just up there sort of flying by the skin of our sacks. But once we were at the Duke of Wellington, I guess one of us must have put it on the story or we'd said where we were going. So a few dribblers rolled in as well after seeing that we were going there. One of them, who I think deserves a special mention, is Slade. Slade, I don't know his last name, but Slade
Don't even know if that's his first name.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Slade. Well, that might be a moniker, like as in he might
Like
a
Cher.
nickname. Yeah, like Cher or a Seal.
Or Seal, yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a moniker.
Well, that's true. It
You know
could
what I
be.
mean?
No, I definitely know what you
Because
mean.
he just goes, I am Slade.
I am Slade. He didn't give us his last name. Slade just came and was yarning, and then we were like, fuck, time to go to the game, need a lift. Slade's like, I'll give you a lift. I thought Slade was with Michael until we found out he wasn't, like until we were in his car. I thought Slade was friends with the Pride boys. So we got into Slade's ute, dual cab.
Yeah, piled in
legally. And
Slade hadn't been drinking either.
Slade had barely been there. So it was all good. But we got a lift to the ground with Slade. And then Slade got out of the car and we were like, do you want to come to the game with us, Slade? He was like, fucking oath. We were like, all right, go get a ticket. And then, well, actually, we tried to buy him a ticket and he refused. Slade was a stand-up guy. But we were like, just let us get you something, bruh, for the lift. And then Slade came up, watched the game with us. We all got fucking hammered. And then we went to the next pub, didn't we?
Then we went to the West Leagues.
Shout out to the West Leagues.
West Leagues was, another dribbler mecca. There was fucking a pokies room as big as a football field.
Pokies room was bigger than the drinking area.
It was fucking massive.
Before we get to actually what happened after the game, we should probably talk about what many are calling
I thought we were going to go to the end of the game and then come back and talk all things Manly.
We can do that if you want.
And then we went to West Leagues and that was it.
Greatest wet weather win all time. Into
what-
West Leagues. Tell you what, Newcastle's jam-packed with dribblers. Like, there were just dribblers floating around everywhere. That was heartwarming to me. I was like, there's fucking dribblers all about.
There were dribblers all about, and it was lovely to see.
We met the Northern Beaches dribbler.
Yes. Ella,
yep.
She's great. Met her mum
and her brother. It was a family affair.
It was a real big family affair. There was a dribbler who we met who turned 21. We literally gave him the clothes off our back.
We did give him the clothes off our back. We gave him a fucking rare as hen's teeth, black punters and dribblers
You
hat.
need to stop giving them out.
I always give them out.
Because
I know there's very few left, but
not many left at all.
I'm like, when I'm out, people always like, oh, you got any merch? And I'm like, fuck. I've given out like maybe 4 or 5 hats. And then you gave him a 13 plus jumper. It was his 21st. Don't come up and ask for shit. If the mood's right, I think it's a nice thing to do.
But he didn't ask for anything.
No, he didn't. He was just saying it was his birthday. Anyway, are we great? Yeah. Do we also give to charity through Swish? Yeah, we do. Sorry. But that was kind of the night. Tell you the one thing that kind of is still in my head and I can't get over it is that
Are you going to tell it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell it.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, no, you got to tell it.
I was waiting to see if you're going to tell it.
No, you got to tell it. As long as, there's like we've got him to sign something so he can't sue me. But, so we got back to the hotel. It was late. Dude, I'm not used to places staying open that late because we live in Sydney and everything's fucking closing at like 9:30. But West Leagues was open. Is that what it's called? West Leagues?
Yeah, it was open till 3.
Open till 3. And I looked at my watch. I was like, bruh, it's 3 o'clock. Let's get the fuck out of here. Went back to the hotel with UI and our man Tommy Tobler there. The way the room was set up, Tommy Tobler got a fold out. Eddie and I got a bed each. That's just the way it works. Sorry. So
That's just the way it is.
Went to bed at
And there was like a petition. There was like
petition.
a sliding door.
Yeah. You and I had
It was a sliding door.
It was a sliding door petition.
It was a wall.
It was
with a door in it.
Sliding wall, wasn't it?
It was a sliding door. 2 sliding doors.
Yeah, right. Okay. I don't know if that's important to the story, but maybe it is.
Well, it separates us from him.
Which
is important.
No, you're right. And that's how we wanted it to be. We were like,
I don't want to see you.
I don't want to see
Tobler.
you sleeping. We've had enough.
Yeah. Away with you, bro.
Yeah. To bed.
Anyway, he wanted to stay up with the cool kids. Like, nah.
Sorry, mate. Go to bed. But we had to. We were only really going to have a couple hours sleep. So we had to get up early and get this limo back to Sydney. And so we went to sleep. And then I woke up in Tobler's bed.
What the fuck? Where am I?
I was like,
you know where you are, you deviant.
I woke up in Tobler's bed, and the poor bastard's like, I don't know what you fucking felt, mate. Like, what is going on? Can you maybe just come and just tell Dave? Give him the mic,
Mate,
Dave.
Tobler was so rattled,
Well,
he just got up.
He just got up.
He got up at like 6 in the morning.
Well, what's going on?
Well, it was 6:30, and then
Jesus Christ.
it took me a while to wake up, and then I realised that there's a man leaning on me in this sofa bed, and I had to try and figure out if it was Tom or Eddie.
You knew it was Tom.
And yeah, so I rolled over and saw it was Tom. Mind you, had gotten under the sheet. So I'm glad I wore my track pants and my Manly jersey.
Thank God, dude. But I don't think I was. I think I was in my undies.
Yeah,
You
Tom was
were.
in his undies. And so
Wow.
once I realised and it all kind of settled in,
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So I jumped straight in the shower, kind of washed myself clean.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on?
And then Eddie woke up about half an hour later and I was like, dude, Tom's in my bed. And Eddie's like, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? I'm like, look. And I opened the partition doors to Tom just asleep in the sofa bed.
I was like, oh my God.
Dude, when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? And you're like, I don't know. And I'm like, where's Tobler? You're like, yeah, dude, you're in my bed. I'm like, holy shit. At least the only saving grace, and there's not much, to be honest, there's not much, is that it couldn't have been for that long because we only slept for like an hour or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before we had to get up.
Thank heavens for that.
Thank heavens. Or, you know, I could have been in there for hours.
I think you were in there for hours.
Well, yeah, but not hours. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I got up for a wee at some point and I've just thought I was at my bed, so I just hopped back in. I appreciate you being so gracious in allowing me in there, Tom, but I do also realise that, you know, like a month into your job, there's a dude you've not known for very long in bed with you.
I'm going to request a separate room next time.
I think that's probably smart. I think that's smart. I think
I
maybe...
think, look,
Well, maybe
it
I just-
may well have been the best thing that ever happened because now you'll always get your own room because Tom can't be trusted.
Yeah. got a
Well,
little
no,
bit of
you two
leverage.
share a room from now on and I get my own room. I think it's probably how we play that off. You know what I mean? Because you're fine. I sleepwalk clearly into Tobler's bed exclusively, it would seem. So look, great way to start things off there in terms of our
Well, look, it's an icebreaker.
yes, yeah, it's well, you'd fucking hope so. It's an icebreaker, or I'm gonna get cancelled. But it was very funny. Well, you know what, dude? I woke up and I was too like hung and disorientated in the moment to really have it sort of sit with me. And then when we got home, I was telling Steph about like just the night and the day, and then I was like, and it came back to me and I just started pissing myself laughing. She's like, what? And I'm like, I fucking woke up in Tobler's bed. She was like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. It's not something I do regularly, but
When the mood strikes.
when the mood strikes, you get under the covers and just nuzzle up to your producer. I feel like.
Oh my God.
Anyway, shout out to you, Tommy. That was very.
Look, he handled it like
He
a
handled
champ.
it well.
He handled it
well.
like a champ,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
A lesser man would have filed some sort of
Some sort of suit,
suit.
some sort of claim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best look on paper,
No,
On
look,
paper, it's
look on
not.
paper.
but there's context.
Not much. No, the context
No.
doesn't provide a whole lot.
There isn't
of
really any
mitigating
context.
circumstance,
other than
the fact
you
that
know, I think it was an accident potentially.
we hope it was an accident.
That's about all we.
That's
can,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's,
That's
is
the
that what
story
you're-
I'm sticking to.
Is that what you're peddling at the market?
Yeah, accident.
Accident.
I'm selling accident at the markets. And then, as we were saying, Eddie, the real value of any neon light adorned stretch Chrysler 11-seater is for the trip home.
It's essentially like you can lay down like it's a bed.
Yeah. The Prides didn't come back with us in the limo. It was just the three of us, and
Shock horror. Get a message at like fucking 10 minutes before leaving time. Yeah, we're not coming.
yeah, not surprised.
We're not coming.
And smart decision, because it would have been annoying being cramped in there. And we just lay down and slept the whole way back. So that was
As
nice.
soon as we'd had Macca's, I closed my eyes and I wake up in Sydney. It was fucking glorious.
Yeah.
I
I-
basically woke up at the office. I'm like, yes.
I didn't sleep
Yes.
the whole way, but I slept most of the way. Slept most of the damn way. That Macca's was fucking amazing.
It was. It was. Do you want to know what I got, everyone? Because
Yeah, okay.
I got a large double cheeseburger meal because you can't get quarter pounders in the morning, which is fucking annoying. Then I got a hash brown, I got a sausage, an egg McMuffin, and 10 nuggets.
I got a Mighty McMuffin, a Soso McMuffin, 2 hash browns, 10 chicky nugs, and a coffee.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, mate. Great.
Now, to the football.
To the game.
So, Manly goes up the M1, also known as the F3, I believe. Someone put that in the fucking group somewhere. F3. Look it up.
You kept saying that in the car.
Yeah, because I knew there was an F there somewhere, bro. I knew. And Manly goes up there, right, in some of the wettest conditions ever played footy in.
Cyclonic.
It was cyclonic in many ways. It was cyclonic.
It didn't stop raining.
No,
like,
it didn't.
the
It
whole
poured
time.
and it poured and it poured and it poured and it poured. And
I can clear up this M1 F3 situation.
yes,
So it's
needs
called
to be cleared up.
It's called the M1 now, and it's signposted like that. But it says the name F3 Freeway reflects its former route allocation, but is still commonly used by both the public and the government to refer to the roadway.
Right.
Despite
So it's just people that
different.
aren't prepared to move on and get with the times.
Yep.
Like me.
I remember it when it was the F3. Cool. It's now the M1. Edward, carry on.
Thank you, Tom. So Manly goes up there down on troops, but not down on morale
Or spirit.
or spirit or hunger or determination
Or
or
pep.
skill.
Ticker.
Right? Et al. We go up there and we quite literally hump Newcastle into the earth
Yep.
and produce what good judges are calling the greatest wet weather win of all time. That's what good judges are saying.
Real good judges.
I'm not saying that. Tom's not
Top-notch
saying
judges.
that. Like, we agree with it, but we didn't say it. It's what top judges are saying.
Yep. Hard to disagree with that statement.
30-6.
And to do it when we're sitting next to those smug fucking Pride boys, they were dressed like junkies as well. I was like, what is going on here? We're just like, they were like, oh, nice, you're wearing jeans. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm going to the footy. Like, I don't know if it's not like I'm dressed in a fucking dinner suit. Michael's trackies.
Did he have trackies and thongs on?
He didn't have thongs. It was too wet. But those trackies, and I don't know, have those trackies, the criticism of the trackies made the video, Tobler? We haven't watched it yet. Okay, well, those trackies were, and we might even just try to find some footage of the trackies. We can release that separately. They were just the most like daggy looking things I've ever seen. I was like, are you in pajamas?
They were daggy. They were getting around the house trackies.
Yeah.
They were nipping down the shops for some milk trackies.
Listen, they were, as getting around the house trackies, they were great. New South Wales origin trackies, brilliant. But they were just these saggy, daft looking fucking things on an adult male going out to the footy.
Look, I think Michael was trying to play into a bit of a role. You know what I mean?
What was the role he was playing?
Like, I don't care.
Yeah, right. Well, he
don't
played
care.
it perfectly.
Played it perfectly. But it didn't matter.
But they were just so up and about, and they were
the look
talking
on
a lot
his
of shit.
face, the look on his face as it dawned on him that his team was getting pumped by a greater side
Yep.
was fucking glorious, and it'll never leave my brain. It's burnt in there in a good way. Because he was up and about, and at one point it was 10-6, was it? I think it was 10-6,
Yeah.
and he thought they were a sniff, and then they went over, and the tray gets pulled back.
They had a couple of tries pulled off because they were cheating.
Because they were cheating. And just as we start to edge further and further away, just the spirit left his body. And
Watching spirit leave another human is fucking, it's depending on the context.
well, in a rugby league
in a
context.
rugby league context, it's a thing that it'll take your breath away in a good way. You know, you're like, oh, this is so good.
It'll leave you speechless.
I want to bottle this and just fucking bathe in it for the rest of my life.
If you could bottle it and sell that at the market, you'd be a billionaire.
Oh, yeah. Especially
No,
if
you're
Michael
true, no.
Pride's rugby league spirit is escaping his body. It's just like he's just a deflating balloon in a seat.
It's also, I think, in some ways, round 5, is that what we just had? Round 5?
Right. Yep.
Was a very telling round, because I think in many ways a lot of teams in the comp are left with a feeling of, oh,
Not our year.
not our year.
Separating the wheat from the chaff.
Yes, I think it was a separation week this week,
Yeah.
week 5, where the great sides in the comp established themselves as such, and the shit ones reinforced their shitness.
Yep. This again, like sediment. You know, like the sediment in like a wine or something. All the shit just floats to the bottom, and then you're left with that really nice stuff up the top.
That's right.
That's what we are.
Yes.
We're really nice wine, and there's a few other teams as well. But your Newcastles, your Dogs, your Tigers, Broncos.
Isn't that the difference between Fosters and Crownies? Crowns at the top and then Fosters at the bottom.
Don't know. I don't drink either of them. I drink bloke.
True. But you know what I mean?
I know that you're saying a thing. I don't know, though, because I don't know. If that makes sense.
What we're talking about is separation, punters and dribblers.
Yep.
And separation has begun.
Cream.
And Cream now rising to the very top. Now, Manly are in 6th.
Entrenched in the top 8, dude.
And we are, put it this way, we're 1 win outside the top 4.
Oi, Manly can't win without Tommy. Manly can't win without Tommy.
That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Your opinion is wrong, though.
Newcastle looking like a really good side this year. Oh, are they? Well, Manly just fucking pumped them.
You know what?
Without Tommy.
Our memories are very short. This would happen every year. Every year, it's like, a couple of good early wins, and look at us, we're going to win the comp, and then it's like, oh, hang on, wait, no, we
For
suck.
any Newcastle fans who are following along and you think Michael Pryde's the truth, and again, love Michael Pryde as a friend, but fuck him in a rugby league context. He was saying that your team's a spoon chance after that game. That's just the level of confidence he has in his team.
He needs to front up that cash and just give it to us now.
I'd be
it's
happy
$2,000
for him to
each.
do it.
I think we
Yeah.
just call it now. Raiders won't bet us on the ladder, and neither will Newcastle.
No, I think you're just giving us $2,000 each.
Come on, just bring it in. Bring it in this
Bring it
week
in.
on the show, Michael.
In cash.
He doesn't listen to us anyway, so he's not going to hear this.
Well, he does. He just pretends like he doesn't. That'd be my estimation.
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
But one of the great wins all time. We know that.
Listen, can we just talk
DCE's
about-
found his kicking boots,
Yeah,
bro.
DCE's found his kicking boots. And I mean, he never really lost them, but I think these are like...
No, he found his best kicking boots.
his best kicking boots. He must have had them.
He's
at the
got
back.
other kicking boots.
But these are his number ones.
These are his number ones, yeah.
The 15th peak, Ruben Garrick, down the back, just solid as a goddamn rock, which is all you can ask for. Morgan Harper had a game. Morgan needed to have a game. Had a game. I think because Michael also is Michael's anti-Morgan Harper, and for Morgan Harper to score against him as well, that was also a nice little fucking cherry on top there. I will say that I don't remember all the try scorers. I'll just quickly go back and check that.
Davey scored the first try.
We watched the mini.
Craig Davey, that's right.
We watched the mini the next day, and I didn't take in a single thing.
No, when we got back.
I was just staring at the screen.
Shout out to Craig Davey, whose name is actually not Craig Davey, it's Andrew Davey, but Craig Davey.
Then Harper scored.
Carl Lawton, Ola
Yeah.
Kawatu, Paseka, dude, like,
Yes,
come
please.
on now.
Yes, please.
Come on.
Yes, please.
Thank
Greatest
you.
weather win of all time.
Yeah.
Manly march onwards to the win.
Newcastle had Ponga. It couldn't have been better. Full strength side, both side 30s, fucking.
Back to bed.
Interesting with Ponga. I mean, you don't knock it. I mean, he's clearly a good player, but he has been out of form. I wonder, we were saying this when it comes to his contract. The Dolphins are looking around. They're sniffing. Is that the sound of a dolphin? They're bloody anting in his ear, dude. They're fucking clapping their fins. And I don't know if they can clap their fins. I don't know if they're that dexterous.
They can clap.
But I reckon they can clap.
They can definitely clap.
That's them calling Ponga.
Yeah. That's how the blower goes for them. Look, Will Ponga. Look,
His old man was like, don't rush. Apparently his
Everyone
old
in
man came out and was
Newcastle-
like, don't rush your decision.
everyone at Newcastle was saying that he re-signed. Like
But yeah,
Michael's
of
like he's going to
course
re-sign
they
today.
did. They're desperate fucking losers, mate. They early crow everything. They early crow it all. They're
Matty
shit.
Johns wants Munster to go up there as well.
Oh, does he? Who doesn't?
Yeah.
You know what? I reckon Manly could do with Munster as well when Foran retires. You know who I'd like? Andrew Johnson in his prime. What are we talking about?
It's not going to happen.
But yeah, look, it'd be interesting to see what Ponga does. I'm happy for him, whatever he does, because he's a fucking weapon. But I would find it funny. I like Newcastle, and I like Newcastle being an alright side, like being good. So if he stays good, but I also hate Michael Pryde in a rugby league context. So it's like if they're shit, it's also good.
Do you reckon he's struggling because his bestie's gone? Connor Watson? Couldn't
be.
help.
It could not help. I mean, like imagine you trying to do this podcast without me, or vice versa. We'd struggle. Would we still deliver probably like elite content? Yeah, but would we, win comps like we're doing?
Probably wouldn't win in comms. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
And it makes a lot of sense when you think about it that way.
Yeah, if we insert ourselves into it.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, where do the Knights sit on the ladder?
10th or something?
They are 11th.
Oh, Oh, fuck.
Although you could also say they're equal 13th.
They're equal. They're 13th on the ladder.
Yeah.
Knights 13th.
That
Love
makes a
to
lot of
see it.
sense. That makes
Love
a lot
to
of
see it.
sense. Look, again, the good teams went well. The shit teams didn't go well.
Shit teams went shit. Good
Can
teams
the
went
West?
good.
Will the West Tigers win a game this year? That's what people are starting to ask themselves.
Is there a chance that
Will they win
go
a game?
winless?
So I was
When
looking
was the last time a team went
Do you
winless?
know they're playing next week?
Storms. Eels.
Eels. Then they got Bunnies.
Oh, God.
And
Then they've got Bunnies.
Then Dragons. Then Manly.
Dragon's the only one they can win.
Well, I was looking at round 11, 20th of May, Tigers versus Bulldogs.
yeah, that's probably it.
Mate, like,
And round 10, they got the Cowboys.
Cowboys looking all right, though.
They are all right.
They're
I
in
don't mind the
eight.
Cowboys, but I just,
if they don't beat the Dragons, then it's basically the Bulldogs. If they don't beat them, they might go winless.
the fact that they were given a Thursday night game a week ago is absolutely diabolical.
Well, some people must have thought, they're going to go well this year.
They suck though, dude. Even against the Sharks yesterday, they were
Sharks are red hot, though.
Yeah, they are red hot, but the Tigers limp-dicked. They've just got nothing. They do have players out, and hopefully when they get players back, maybe that changes their fortunes, because I actually feel sorry for them now. Not their fans, but the team and the players and the coach.
Madge Maguire looked like he was going to burst into tears in the pre-match.
He looks like he's going to burst into tears at every turn. And wouldn't you be?
Well, it's hard to watch. It's upsetting.
Wouldn't you be close to tears?
It literally looked like he was a wrong word or a wrong question away from bursting into tears.
Yeah.
Yesterday, before the match.
Before the game. And you're like, oh, sorry, did I make you cry, Madge? He's like, no, it's not your fault. It's just everything. Yeah, well, that makes sense. How about the old Bronx giving it to the Chookies? Taking them all the way. I did like what...
Mate, when it was 10-0, I was like, yes, you
I
Bronx.
did also think, though, no matter how far in front the Broncos got, I went, they won't win it. They're just not a good enough side. The Roosters, to me, were always going to come back because the Broncos are shit. But I did like what Robbo said in the post-match press conference.
What'd Robbo say?
When they were like, are you concerned, basically, because your team was like, you almost lost to the goddamn Broncos. And he was like, nah. He's like, I actually thought, he was like, whilst individual players, some didn't have their best games as a team, he was like, I think we played well. And he's like, to be a force in the NRL, you have to, you got to win from all different scenarios. You can win, you can get out in front and just defend leads and dominate. You can have close games, or you can come from behind. He's like, this is just a come from behind game. He's like, I actually think it's probably good for the development. I was like, that's when you expect maybe a coach is going to come and fist you because you've played so poorly.
But Robbo, he's dialed in, bruh. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, how can I manipulate this little situation to my advantage? Tell the boys that I like that you came from behind.
He's such...
There'd be part of that game that he was like, he'd be absolutely fucking ropeable with.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, how can I caress this?
Yes. You think he's so much a part of the Roosters now.
It almost feels like he's been there forever.
Right, but that's what I mean though, right? The Roosters are pretty ruthless with coaches when they start underperforming. And I'm not saying he's doing that at all. What I'm just saying is he's so much a part of the Roosters. I can't imagine him not being there. I can't imagine him going to another club or just leaving.
But yeah, it's like Bellamy with
Is
the
he a
Storm.
Roosters coach till he retires?
Possibly.
If you've won 3 comps as a coach...
Shitloads of minor prems.
It just you wonder when's the what's the longest serving Roosters coach? He'd have to be close, wouldn't he? It's almost 10 years.
Yeah, Robinson took the job in 2013.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be 10 years.
10 years next
How
year.
old is he?
Well, this year, if you count the 2013 season.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 9, 21, 2.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He is 45.
So he was 35 when he got that job.
Yeah.
Fuck, he was young, wasn't he?
He was fucking 2 years older than me.
Yeah. And you're not up to it.
Oh, look, I could probably do it. I wouldn't want it. I'm too busy.
You are. You're flat out.
I'm flat out.
You're flat out. I'd be up
Sleeping
to
on
it.
couches. Yeah, well, look, but we would be up to it. But we'd be the first vibe-based coaches.
Just off vibe. No
Yeah.
plan.
No.
Our game plan would be just play eyes up footy.
We'd be going, just play eyes up. You guys know what to do.
And if times get tough, you play fuck it footy.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
It's eyes up footy.
It's
and then
eyes
fuck
up
it.
or it's fuck it footy.
And
It's one or
fuck
the
it
other.
footy and eyes up footy are in the same postcode.
Well, they're very close.
Yeah. You just need eyes
across
up.
the street.
Eyes up's a little more structured, but it's still eyes up. Fuck it is like you do anything.
Well, fuck it's just throw the seed.
Just throw it.
Whereas eyes up is play what's in front of you.
Yeah. Whereas fuck it is like even if it's in front of you, don't you just play something else.
Well, if it's in front of you, you can play it, but you're also encouraged to throw it out the back.
Yeah, or just chip.
Yeah, and
Chip
chase.
and chase.
You know what I mean? Chip and chase, go yourself, put a little grubber in behind and have a crack, you know? Throw the dummy and go, son.
Yeah.
All that sort of thing.
Go, son.
Go, son, go. Like that's the brand of football that I'd be looking to get a team to play.
Yep.
I think if you played that sort of footy all the time, you'd have a lot of success. And I think that if any clubs are in doubt as to our credentials, then fuck you.
Yeah.
Trent Robinson is the longest serving Roosters coach by quite a while.
There you go.
All time.
Yeah, all time.
Yeah, they are pretty ruthless.
The next best is Arthur Beetson, who had 158 games. Trent Robinson had 236. And Beetson was there for about 5 years.
There you
across
go.
like 3 different stints.
There you go. I just wanted to quickly touch back on Manly. Just how loud the voices were at the start of the season. We lose 2 games against Penrith and the Roosters. Was that it? Is that who we lost to?
Yes.
Was that it?
Penrith and the
We
Roosters.
lost to the fucking defending premiers and the Roosters, who were a top 4 side, top 5, 6 side, whatever last year. Premiership winners littered throughout their side, and we were getting told we were going to spoon it.
But people just love to hate, man.
I know. And
and
obviously we weren't concerned.
And it's like, oh, you flat track bullies. What? Because we didn't beat the fucking Souths in a grand final qualifier.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, people will have opinions on Manly until we win the comp, and even then there'll be doubters. So it is what it is. It's just the lay of the land.
Just
mate.
wanted to go back and just quickly just point out that those people are all dumb fucks. Anyway, what other games were good from the weekend? I watched a few of them. I'm not going to lie to you.
There was the golden point with the Warriors Cowboys.
Yeah, that was the one that fucked me from my perfect round. Again, first person to ever do it, and I almost went back to back. I will say that there are plenty of people who are like, oh, I picked a perfect round. Do you notice how after I become the first ever human to pick a perfect round, that now apparently everyone's doing it? Seems a little coincidental.
Find that weird?
I find it like there are a bunch of liars out there photoshopping.
Is that what you reckon?
Yep.
Fair enough.
The Titans pushed the Eels again. The Eels looked like they were doing it, and then the Titans seemed to be able to. There's something about the way the Titans and the Eels
They step up.
splice.
Yeah, they splice nicely.
Because the Titans couldn't score a goddamn point against the Tigers, and then they come and do it against an Eels side that people think is going to win the comp but won't win the comp.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Panthers punt the Bulldogs.
I
Storm
didn't
punt
watch
the
it.
Raiders.
Was it a shit game?
No, I didn't watch it.
Did anyone here watch it?
Yeah, kind of.
How did Kyle Flanagan go?
He actually was all right. He put a couple big shots on Luai, and there was a lot of back and forth between him and Luai because apparently last season when the Dogs played the Panthers, Luai was all over him. So like when Panthers scored, Luai was in Flanagan's face, and then Flanagan actually defended okay. I mean, obviously his team got smashed, but I think he played better than people expected him to.
Did you hear Gus Gould come out when they were talking about Flanagan being put in? And like they're going, it's fucking unfair, and like we were saying. Gus came out and said that he was the one that made the decision on Flanagan not playing and playing.
Yeah, Did you read Kent's article in the weekend in the paper, in the Telegraph?
No.
He basically was like, I'm the one that went to Trent and said Kyle's not available because he's in reserve grade because he needs to get his confidence back.
Yeah.
And then he reckons that Trent asked him if he could have Kyle for this weekend, and he agreed because he said that he was ready now because of the decisions he just made around his development and shit. Very interesting stuff. Basically, the rhetoric that like fucking Kenty's coming up with is like, mate,
Gould's Barrett's dad.
Yeah, he's his dad, bro.
Dude, Gus is Trent's
dad. Like, Trent has a dad, and it's Gus.
Well, he might have 2 dads because Gus is, if he's got like a biological father.
He's got 2 dads.
Gus now trumps that and is the out and out dad.
Well, he's got a dad, but he's got a daddy.
Yeah, he's daddy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Gus is Trent's daddy in a big way.
Big way. Like, shut up, bro, and do what you're fucking told. That's the
Daddy,
vibe.
can I have Kyle Flanagan, please? Shut the fuck up. He's unavailable. Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy, can I have Kyle Flanagan? All right, yeah, he's good now.
And then, like...
and then to come out and say it, though, that's real daddy shit. Even if you're a daddy behind closed doors, Gus came out and maybe said it on his podcast. I don't listen to I love Gus's podcast. I wish James Bracey was still there. But he came out and was like, yeah, no, I told him it was all right. He came and asked me. And you're like, oh, now you're going public with your daddy?
No. He's really public with his daddy. And Kenny was like, mate, fucking poor old Trent. Like, the alarm bells would be ringing here because he goes, well, I've seen what you've done to coaches in the past. Now you're my daddy. I've got to ask you for, like, players and shit.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Please, daddy, can I have some
daddy,
more?
can I have some fucking milk, daddy? Like, he was saying that, generally speaking, general managers look after the roster and the long-term goals and shit, as opposed to
being a daddy.
As opposed to literally controlling the roster specifically, being like, this player in the roster is not available this week and this player is. Like,
yeah, is he doing it for all the players?
I don't know.
How much of a daddy is he?
I think he's a sugar daddy.
Well, see, I feel like the power dynamic slightly shifts with a sugar daddy, where a sugar daddy wants to chong, and so he buys handbags so that he can get like a blowy every once in a while. Whereas this is like a daddy, where it's like, I think Trent's kink is being dominated by a daddy, and Gus's kink is dominating. As opposed to like, I'll buy you a handbag. Gus likes to tell you what you can and can't do.
Right.
You know what? I don't even know if this is Trent's kink. He might have found himself in a kink party he didn't want to be at.
Well, I think that's probably what's happened. I think he's been invited to a party. He thought it was like a fun soiree.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Keys in the bowl. Maybe I get to chop someone.
Maybe keys. Yeah, sure.
Or maybe he just thought it was like a dinner.
I think he thought it was a dinner, and then I think he starts seeing keys go in the bowl, and then the keys he gets is Gus's. And then next minute, Gus is walking him downstairs into the basement, into a fucking
kink den.
Into a kink den. About swings and whips and ball gags and anal beads.
And like shit. Pictures of the players in his team, and he's just taking them off. You can't pick him, and then whipping him over the back. And he's like, fuck.
Yeah. Trent's tied up right now.
Trent's in deep shit, dude.
And from all reports, Gus has no plans of coming out of that den for at least
this is like
the
a
season.
BDSM fucking nightmare for Trent, whereas Gus is like, he's frothing it.
He's foaming at the mouth, mate. He's loving every second. He's taking his time, Tom.
Oh, yeah, no, he's taking his time. BDSM Bulldogs.
The BDSM Bulldogs. Now, I feel for Trent because he's in this situation, and he'd also be aware that, like, you know, Gus likes to pick and choose and fuck people off if necessary. Fucked off Ivan Cleary.
Fucked off Griffin.
No, but then hires Griffin. Then Griffin gets him to fourth on the ladder. Fourth on the ladder. Think about that. Fourth. Fucks him off because he doesn't think they can win a comp. Then when the board wants to bring Ivan back, he quits. Because he's like, fuck that.
And then Ivan comes back.
I don't agree with that. And then Ivan comes back and wins a comp.
If you're Trent right now, ball gag in mouth, strung up in a basement in Gus Gould's palatial Penrith mansion, wherever the fuck he lives.
With 8 or 9 fucking beads in the bum.
Yeah, exactly. With 9 of 10 anal beads deep in your ass. And you're one from 5.
Yeah.
And you're thinking there, like, Hook was sacked and he was fourth.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't be comfortable. Even if you liked anal beads, you couldn't be comfortable.
Yeah, even if you loved them.
Even if you loved anal beads.
Even if you were begging for the 10th.
Yeah, even if you're fucking begging for that 10th. There's no way you can feel comfortable when you know Hook was sacked in 4th place. How do you feel comfortable?
You couldn't. You can't.
couldn't.
You can't. You can't. It's just not possible.
No.
So shout out to the Bulldogs.
Shout out to the Bulldogs.
Shout out to Trent. Hope you're all right, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to that 10th anal B just waiting. Patiently waiting to get
Just biding.
Just biding its time. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. That's good, honest rugby league.
Shout out to KO.
Shout out. Shout out to KO. Thank you. Let's move on.
Did you guys see the streakers? Did you want
Yes.
to talk about that? Yeah.
Fuck me, the streakers, dude. That was we sort of touched on it in the live stream yesterday. I don't understand how the violence against women angle, which obviously is important, which obviously you hate to see violence against women. I just didn't think that tackle on that chick was violence. Like, it was fucking just a copybook front on, bang, put her on her ass.
He can't turn off his technique.
No.
He's got sound technique.
Yeah, and
That's just momentum, baby. That's all that
But he
is.
also, like, as much as he fucking put a shot on, and a shot that'll probably see him playing for the Tigers next week, like, I feel like he pulled the punch. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't fucking Sonny Bill her. He just sort of, like, picked her up and put her down.
it was all technique.
And it was fucking hilarious. The chick, the guy, the previous secchi who tried to stop her, she shook him off. He might play for the Dogs. But the next one, it was like, well, if she's already escaped this guy, like, what am I going to do? And people are saying, like, listen, like, obviously this is an extreme take as well, but, like, it is true, is that you never know what a person who's on the field around players is going to do. They could be fucking psychos. There has been examples in previous, in the past where, like, someone has attacked a player or whatever. But
Mate,
it's
they
just
would
like,
be taught, security guards would be taught, tackle whoever comes on the field. That's
yeah.
what they'd be taught. So, like, he got a good shot off. Bloke can tackle.
the crowd reaction was hilarious. The Moses reaction was hilarious. Like, you could hear the whole stadium like, whoa! I don't reckon we're going to roar like that for any moment in the whole fucking game.
That was a roar.
Huge roar.
Big roar.
And the chick, to her credit, came out and was like, it didn't hurt. It was a bit of fun. Like, who gives a
It was
shit?
a roar. It was a great roar.
But the people who come out, and again, I think I said it on the stream, I was like, I showed Steph and I was like, what do you think of this? Because I thought it was fucking hilarious. She was like, it's hilarious. And not that one woman speaks for all women or one person, but I just was interested to know how she felt about it. She was like, I thought it was fucking funny. And I just do find that I feel like there needs to be a distinction made between violence against women, which is a disgraceful scourge on society, and a security guard tackling a chick who is streaking on the field and doing a pretty good job at evading the other security guards. Like, it was funny as fuck and a great shot. He snapped her.
Oh, he snapped her. Snapped her good. It was a great tackle.
Yeah.
What do you say?
But then there were a couple other.
Yeah, did you see the video of the one guy from the Sharks game?
Mate, is there it's like the fucking
He
streakers
tackled
and shit everywhere?
Streaker weekend.
You didn't see the second video from the Sharks game?
I saw the one where he tackled a security
he
guard.
tackled the security guard.
But
yeah.
there was there not some? Was he one of the protesters? 'Cause there
Well,
was a-
I think what happened, it didn't seem like they were connected because the protest guy came on the field with his flare.
With the flare, yeah.
And then I think all the security guards were like busy dealing with that. And then two other blokes ran on the field just because there were no seckies like
This is our
patrolling the
opportunity.
perimeter. Yeah, they saw their opportunity, which is
And he
hilarious.
tackled
What were
the
they
security-
protesting?
I don't know. I couldn't see, and I've been trying to find, but it could have been a Stop Adani thing. It looked like it, like the red and the
Yeah, I
little
saw something.
symbol he had.
I
but
thought
don't
Adani
know.
was stopped. Is that still fucking going?
I know it wasn't stopped, but I think it's kind of too late to stop it because it's all been approved. But
Great.
yeah, I don't know. It might not have been that. I don't know.
Fucking Adani.
Dude, let's not get into it. Look into it. But that tackle on the security guard, that security guard didn't know what the fuck was going on. He was like, wait a minute. Wait, this guy's running at me. And the guy just crunched him. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. Loved it.
It was great. It was great. Streaker weekend.
Streaker weekend, baby.
Streak
Keep it coming,
around.
it's fun.
Streak around.
I think I saw someone say like the security guards clearly don't do a good job because you never see a streaker stopped before he gets on the field. You never
How
see
the
someone
fuck
just.
are you going to, though, right? Like,
I mean, it is their job.
yeah, but if you're a streaker, you're looking for where the security guard is
Oh, yeah.
and going away from them because they
Yeah.
can't be like completely walling the field. And also, what are we going to get some really high-trained fucking former NRL players to be security guards? I can't imagine it's a high-paying job. Like, you've just got to do your best. I think it's actually kind of good. It's like a worthy adversary.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah. No, I'm a fan of it. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, rather than having someone who's going to be able to chase them down, it's like, let's have...
Well,
let's have
like
an out-of-shape...
they know that people can always get on the field. That's why the fines are so large.
Yes, exactly, because it's going to get on. But let's get an out-of-shape streaker and an out-of-shape security guard, and let's see, or like 10 out-of-shape security guards, and maybe a young and semi-agile mid-20-year-old who's got a step on him, or a fucking, what was it? Probably an early 30s chick who is by no means an athlete, being able to run rings around these guys.
Look, they need work. They need plenty of work, the security guards. But I think it adds to it because they evade for longer.
Yeah.
And we all get a good giggle.
I think that's do you reckon that's like because obviously you don't want people streaking all the time, but I feel like the difference between a good streaker and a bad streaker is either how long they can evade the security guards for or how snapped they get.
Well, generally speaking, they don't, like, there's been some good snappings historically, but that one will go down in the annals as one of the great snappings of all time.
One of the great snappings.
Obviously, I think it's up there with Roy Simon's shoulder charge.
Yeah.
Boom. But the mark of a good streaker is their ability to evade.
Yes.
Like, if you see some people that go around 8 people and it just gets better and better and better, that's what you want. That's good stuff.
That's what I want in my streaker.
That's it, bruh. Is that footy?
I think that's rugby league.
Thanks, Ko.
Thank you, KO.
Love you, KO.
Let's move on. Eddie, I wanted to take a moment out of the podcast just to talk to you about male health. Now, as a male, and as a male who doesn't necessarily take my health that seriously, I love that there is a product, a service, nay, an opportunity like pilot.com.au for someone like me who doesn't like to go to a doctor, who can't be fucked, to just go online, in between, what else am I searching? YouTube, porn, whatever, it doesn't matter. Pilot.com.au/Hello Sport, promo code Dribbles. You're going to get the first doctor's consult for free.
Opportunities like this do not come along every day. They just don't.
They just don't.
Opportunities like this are not to be missed. Now, there's punters and dribblers out there that have struggled in the bedroom over the weekend. Listen, you don't have to struggle anymore. Go to pilot.com.au/Hello Sport, use the code Dribblers, get the first consult for free. You can fix that fucking problem, bruh.
And not just
no one needs to know.
But also not just early comes and soft boners, just men's health issues.
Sure.
Be smart about it.
Be smart. Be smart.
Pilot. Eddie, obviously we watched the Biffs yesterday. Volk gets it done. Volk not just gets it done, dude. Volk
More than that.
fucked up the Korean Zombie beyond belief. To the point where I think at the start of the fourth round, he was like, bro, do you want to keep going?
Should have been caught at the end of the third.
Yeah.
The Bells saved him. As it was, Volk landed a couple more early in the fourth. Herb Dean calls it off, rightly so.
Yep.
He was getting pumped. Fucking pumped. The gulf in talent between fifth in the world, Korean Zombie, or fifth contender, rather, and Volk is like astronomical.
Humongous.
Like, it's so large.
Yeah. The featherweight division is no longer the stacked monster of a division that it was.
It used to be stacked.
Connor, Max, Aldo, Chad Mendez, fucking, and then Volk as well. Like, when Volk was coming up, Connor had obviously already gone, which was fine. It was still stacked without him. But when Volk was coming up, it was still Chad, Aldo, Max, reigning supreme, Ortega. But he fucked up Ortega. Max fucked up Ortega. And then the Zombie just got completely pumped as well. It's kind of Max and Volk. Like, that's it. That they are the two motherfuckers in that division. Because then, like, similar to the way where Zombie gets a shot, afterwards they were like, well, maybe Rory Allen, I think's the other guy in that. It was like maybe Rory Allen,
Arnold Allen,
and maybe Calvin Cater. And I'm like, Calvin Cater suffered one of the worst losses I've ever seen to Max Holloway. Like, how is he in a position to fight for a title? Which is the same thing like Korean Zombie. Yeah, he's number 5 in the world. I get it. But he got fucked up by Ortega and then gets a title shot. I get that you need to have title shots, but and that's the only way Zombie really got to go is because Max pulled out. But to throw someone like Cater into the mix, I was like, no, surely not. It'll be Max.
It's got to be Max again, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'd think so. There's just no other, there's nothing else going on in that division.
There's not. There really isn't. I'd like to see a third.
Why not?
If Volk wins again,
then
what then, bro?
Well, then it's kind of like Usman with welterweight. Like he's cleaned out the division. He's just got to go back and start pumping them all again, or he goes up featherweight.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go up to feather.
I wouldn't mind seeing him go up to featherweight.
If he beats Max again, seeing him go up, I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, I'd enjoy that.
I'd get a lot out of that.
I think that's what has to happen. Fight Max, then go up if you win.
Because what's the point of staying down with all these beaters?
We're in a flight path district as well, punters, dribbles. If you're hearing a couple of planes go over, we're in a very cosmopolitan part of the city. Planes, trains, automobiles. But yeah, what else is there to do if you beat Max again?
If you beat Max again, it's all go up, bro. Go up and start pounding up there as well. That's what I'd like to see.
They're winnable fights up there.
That's just me being a selfish guy looking for a bit of narrative and a bit of yarn.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you clean out a division like he's cleaned it out, you're really left with not a whole lot more to do. You know what I mean? At least to my knowledge, there isn't some big time motherfuckers coming through the ranks.
No.
You know what I mean?
There might be that we're missing, but I don't know.
Well, we don't know. Put it that way. We have no idea.
No.
We have zero idea.
Then, Sterling Yarn was a bit of a whatever fight in the sense that it wasn't that enjoyable, but Sterling got it done. But the real motherfucker, the fight that everyone was, to be honest, super excited about on the card and it delivered in spades was Hamzat v. Gilbert Burns. That was, we said it, we're like, well, that's one of the best fights I've ever seen. And that Dana was like, dude, that was the best fight, one of the best fights I've ever fucking seen. And to be here in person was even better. And the crowd and everything, it was just it was fucking mental.
It was unbelievable, mate. It was unbelievable. They just fucking traded blows and it went back and forth like a pendulum. It was unbelievable.
The punches, so Hamzat dropped Gilbert first round and I think cut him. Second round, Gilbert dropped Hamzat, but he also, before dropping him, hit him with one of the cleanest, heaviest punches you're ever going to see, and it didn't drop him.
And then it dropped him with
a couple of follow-ups. Yeah. But you're like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah, he wore it. He wore all of it. It was funny, right? Because going into that fight in the UFC, he'd had one significant strike landed on him. And then inside of a round, it'd have been 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And people going he's not ready to go up and fight the motherfuckers. It's like a Colby or something. It's like, dude, he just fought the number 2 in the world and won. And Dana was like, unless you genuinely thought that he was not human, right? Of course that you're going to have these moments. No one's really gone through a run and not had anything happen to him. Maybe Khabib, who was never in trouble ever. But realistically, there is no one who's able to just, and he was 11 in the world going against number 2. Of course you're going to get, Gilbert Burns is a motherfucker.
Big step up, huge step up. Before that, it was relative nobodies, right?
They were nobodies, yeah. They were nobodies.
So you go up against big bad Gilbert Burns. Gilbert's number 2 contender, and it was a fucking doozy of a fight.
And it was close. I think it was all judges 29-28. That third round was the decisive round, but Hamzat started the best, but it was Gilbert landed some fucking punches towards the end of that round as well.
Gilbert got stuck in late in the first round, and then the second dominated.
Yeah.
Pumped him in the second.
Dominated.
And then in the third, he came out a bit flat.
That's what I mean. Well, he just looked wrecked. He just looked absolutely wrecked. But, Hamzat also just seems like a really good dude. Even though he talks all that shit, after the fight, he was very gracious. And there was a video that I saw of him going into the medical area where Gilbert was getting stitched up and went in and shook his hand and was
Oh, really?
Yeah. Said it was hard to fight him because Gilbert's kids came up to him and were like, yo, you're going to fight my dad. You're going to fight my dad. And he was like, oh, yeah. He's like, I'm trying to see this guy as someone I want to kill. And then his kids are coming up. And now he's a dad. He's not like this. So Hamzat seems like a good dude.
Even though he seems like he's pure evil.
Even though he seems like he's pure evil. He seems like a really sweet, evil dude. But
Yeah,
awesome
a nice evil guy. Now they're talking. Well, at least Dana said that if he was going to win, that he would probably fight Colby next.
Yeah,
That'll be big.
that'll be horny. That'll be horny. I don't think it's a pay-per-view either.
Really?
They were talking about it being live on ABC. Like they're going to do a main event 5-round fight on ABC, not in Australia, obviously ABC in America. But maybe that would still be a pay-per-view here. I don't know.
I don't know. I think pay-per-views are pay-per-views.
It'll be.
Otherwise, it'll just be on cable.
Yeah. It'll be fucking massive if.
What, like a
that's not
fight night?
Yeah.
I would have thought that'd be bigger than a fight night.
I think they would be as well, but I think that there's like they have some obligation. Like, so ABC is free to air TV in America, whereas ESPN, you still have to pay for it in America. So they do these one-off, like once or twice a year. These
ABC's
huge
not
fights.
cable?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's free to air. And so they do these one-off sort of fights where like they do these massive ones on free to air and it just dominates.
Right,
So
okay.
I think there's maybe that yarn where you've got Colby who's Mr. America, but also like Mr. fucking shit talker. And then Hamzat is like, brother, I smash everybody.
Oh, so they do a couple of free-to-airs over there.
Yeah.
There you go.
They did one last year. I can't remember what it was, but it was massive. I believe.
Sure. You're not sure.
Well,
but maybe.
don't follow me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's the go.
No, we won't follow you on it, man.
Unless
Don't
you
worry
want
about
it.
that. Unless we want it. Yeah.
But then, yeah, I think that's sort of the next one. The next big biff coming up will be Oliveira v. Gagey.
May
7th, I believe, which will be 8th for us. And then I think on that card as well is Rose Namajunas defending her flyweight title against someone.
Or is she a straw?
Strawweight, maybe she's strawweight. I mean, they're all so goddamn light. I can't believe that flyweights are 50 kilos. Like, obviously those people can beat the fuck out of you still. Like, well, someone like us who's untrained, but you're still like, goddamn. How strong can someone who's 50 kilos be? Is just I would be interested to know.
It's interesting. It's very, very small. It's fucking tiny.
It's in your pocket stuff.
But then, like, Volk's not a big man, and he's so fucking strong. Like, maybe it translates a little bit down there, you know what I mean? Like, was Mighty Mouse fucking strong? Like,
I'm sure they're strong, dude, but I'm just trying to work out, like, how strong can you be at that weight? Like, what's the ceiling?
What's she at? Because you got to have a
You got to have a ceiling of natural strength as a tiny, fit in your pocket sort of operator.
Who is the king of the flies now? Or the Lord of the Flies?
Lord of the Flies, love that. Figueiredo, he beat Moreno, remember?
Yeah, that's
And they're
right.
going to do a 4th fight, apparently, in Mexico, maybe, but it'll be the first time in the UFC anyone's had a 4th fight.
Did Mighty Mouse retire?
No, he lost to Henry Cejudo
Yeah.
and then went to 1FC.
Why?
Because I don't think you get a fuckload of money as a little flyweight, especially after you lose.
Yeah. Well, he was always complaining about the amount of money
Yeah,
he
but
made
it's
off
like no one gave a shit because it was Mighty Mouse just beating everyone. So he was almost a victim of his own greatness. But then once he lost, it was like I think 1FC were paying him, were offering him way more money to go over there. I think that's what a lot of those big dudes do. Like, let me go get a bit of a swan song Super League pay.
esque situation.
It was a Man of
right,
Steel
right.
situation, I think.
Shout out to the Flyers.
Shout out to the Lord of the Flyers. I like that, Eddie. Figueiredo, Lord of the Flyers. Golf. Scotty Chef gets it done. I don't know that this was the most enthralling golf I've ever seen. Scotty Chef kind of was kicking ass the entire time.
It wasn't enthralling. Well, it got enthralling. It got enthralling when he birdied, when our boy Cameron Smith birdied the 11th.
Yeah. But even then, he dropped a shot the hole before, I think. So it was a bit like, oh, yeah, cool. Then he birdied and came back. And you're
Well, it
like,
was back to 4 shots, and then it was back to 3. And when he drained it, Scotty Chef still had a fair bit to do to get his par. And you were just thinking, if he drops this, we're a fucking sniff here. The 12th's right next door. The 12th takes numbers. It takes souls. It's got a huge body count, the 12th. And as it turns out, it now has Cameron Smith on that list.
Yeah.
Because he hits the fucking, he goes up to the tee, he's hitting first, he fucks it.
Hits the water.
In the water, triple bogey, it's all over. And after that, it was a procession, really.
Yep.
It was really a procession, which made it boring because you want people going toe-to-toe on the back nine on Sunday.
It was
at the
basically
Masters.
like, Scotty, don't fuck this up now because you've got it. Just play conservatively, which he was sort of not doing, but he still was.
He wasn't playing that conservatively. He still got like a birdie on the 14th, I think.
What did he end up? The putt on the final hole. Like obviously he had 5 shots to dance with, so he was all good. But like he just was missing all those putts to finish it off.
Did he 4-putt at the end?
I think so.
I think he did.
He did one big one, 2, 3, 4. He did. He 4-putted. But and for those of you that aren't aware, you know, I did pick first, second, third in the Masters. Does it equate to shitloads of units? Not as many as I would have hoped because they were all kind of favourites, but I still.
Well, you know, first, second, third is impressive. I'm not going to, you know.
You got it.
You did all right.
And only one of them was Michael's.
You did all right.
So.
You did all right. One of them was Seb's.
No, I picked them. And Seb picked the
Yeah,
same.
but you wouldn't need. But like, you know, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty
Sebo put
Scheffler's
Scotty
been-
Scheffler on the map for
Does
you.
that mean, though,
Yeah.
because Sebo's been talking Scotty Sheff for over a year now.
Yep.
So anytime anyone picks Scotty Sheff, is that Seb telling you?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Correct.
That's ridiculous. Absolutely insanity.
That's what it is.
Absolute insanity, not absolute
Sorry, mate.
insanity.
That's what it is.
No, it's not. That's
what it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's ridiculous.
That's what it is, bro.
That's ridiculous.
But shout out to Scotty Sheff. Well done, mate. Very
Well done,
impressive.
Scotty.
But also not what we wanted from a nation perspective. We
No.
wanted Cameron Smith to win because he's an Australian. And we crave another green jacket. One's not enough. One's not nearly enough.
No.
One's too few.
Not enough.
But shout out to a particularly boring Masters.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is what it
You
is.
have to have boring Masters to have entertaining ones.
You'd have night to have day,
Good for bad.
rain for sun,
Hot for cold.
yin for yang,
Tit for tat.
premierships for spoons, unless you're Manly.
Glory for non-glory.
Glory for glory holes. Well, was it Formula One? I didn't have a chance to watch too much of it.
We were watching the UFC, so, you know.
Verstappen crashed. Well, no, his engine caught fire. Leclerc won.
He's such a little whinging,
Bitch.
He's such a little bitch. He just whinges the whole time.
Do we know whether Verstappen has fake teeth or are they just huge?
I think they're fake.
Dave, can you get a photo of Verstappen up for us?
He's just not my cup of tea, Verstappen. He's just not my cup of tea. Ever since he fucking pushed our boy Ricardo out of Red Bull, I'm like, you're a germ, mate.
Yeah, you're a germ with huge teeth.
You
Look
look,
at those things.
that's one of the most annoying faces I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
it is.
I'm sorry, I can't help the way I
He's
feel.
the most annoying looking human in the world.
I just hate, he hates Drive to Survive.
Does he?
Yeah.
Why?
He reckons it's not his cup of tea. He doesn't like it. He reckons it's all fake.
How is it fake?
He reckons they embellish the rivalries and shit. That's what he
Right.
reckons. That's why he refuses to go on it. I'm like, maybe they don't want you on it because you're a loser.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's because people don't like you and you're concerned with the way that you'd be portrayed because it'll be honest and you're just a fucking
Yeah.
freak with too many teeth.
And you always wear flat hats, and that annoys me. Like,
Well, that's like a racing thing. They all wear fucking flat hats, don't they?
no, I don't know if they're all flat.
They are. I think so. I think he just looks bad in it.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
It's accentuating his.
He just looks shit in it. And he's got either huge teeth or he's got like maybe 9 or 10 extra.
I think he's got a few extra, and I think they're oversized.
So maybe they're big and he's got extra teeth.
I think he's got oversized extras.
Yeah. I think that's all it is. But that's racing.
That's it.
Do we dribble? Is there anything
Let's
else
dribble.
we're missing? I don't think so.
Let us dribble.
Tom, Matty, Dior, Dave. Just a quick shout out, just at Centennial Park playing futsal Monday night. I've just seen Dior absolutely putting on a clinic in the mixed netball, and he also came on me and my mate. So shout out Dior, keep ripping it up, son. See you soon.
Well done, Dior. I mean, what do you obviously left that in there because you wanted some
gas
clout.
himself up.
Doing the podcast proud. Contrary opinion to what we were talking about, but good to know he thought I was putting on a clinic when my team was getting
right.
smashed.
Yeah, you were getting absolutely fucking pumped. But I think Dave just wanted to gas himself up, right?
Well, I think you paid him, Tom.
He paid that guy to call up.
I reckon.
Do you reckon planes are flying over every 4 minutes? Is that sort of the go? I mean, sorry, 30 seconds?
Don't know what's going on. They weren't last week.
They weren't. Planes are stepping up, though. Lots of planes.
G'day, punters and the dribblers. It's the hotline of the forum, dribbler here. Just calling up about the dribbler calling up for him hurting his hand while watching a game of footy. I had a similar story happen to a mate last year who was watching Penrith play the Storm, and he had a bit of money on the game. And as kick hour's gone over, he's jumped up cheering, and he's actually hit his head on something above him and wound up fracturing his neck. Had about 4 months off work, was pretty serious. Good laugh amongst the boys, but the real kick to the joke is that the trial was actually disallowed, and Penrith lost the game. So he actually didn't win any money and just got a broken neck and a few months off work.
Oh, my God.
Beer soon. Reach out, sleep dribbler. Hope Scooter's doing well.
Fuck me.
Wow. That is insane. Shout out to that guy. Broke his neck celebrating. What did he jump into? Like, I would have liked a bit more information.
Like a bookcase or something? You know what I mean?
Or like fucking right above your head.
I don't know.
Jumping into the roof.
It's a weird one.
Fracturing your neck.
Maybe he jumped in the roof. Maybe he was so
Flew.
pumped he just flew.
Pogo sticked up there. Well, good on him. Glad he's okay. I don't know what else to say to that. That's wild. That's a wild bit of gear. Reach out if you're that guy. Would love to hear a bit more information.
Reach out, bro. Reach out.
Tom, Eddie, Dior. It's Ghosty of Tasty Boys fame here. I've got a couple of things for you. Got a brushes of lame. Tonight I went to the German club Wollongabba for trivia, and Cram out of Spiderbait. His team won trivia tonight. He had to get up for the tiebreaker and ended up taking out the title for his team. He won a $100 voucher for next week, which is pretty cool. And then also the other thing is Guava Lover's 30th this weekend. So we've got a long lunch planned. And, it should be a good one. So if any of the P's and D's this weekend want to get their Guava cruises out on the P's and D's page for Guava Lover, that'd be good. And Big Tasty and Fume send their regards. Cheers, boys.
Great to hear from some of the OGs of the podcast. Ghosty of the Tasty Boys member fame. He also got us our Manly golf bags, Ghosty. I think I got him a baggy green.
I think you did. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate hearing from old friends.
And yeah, look, Cram from Spiderbait is a brushes with lame at a trivia contest where he won $100. That's serious brushes.
That's as lame as it gets.
Yep.
That's as lame as it gets. But I enjoyed hearing it.
I'm good. Just great to hear that Cram's still out and about doing the damn thing.
Also, you know how I was like, I don't know, this is unrelated, but it just crossed my mind. How someone was like, that fucking Eric Growth Senior plays on those Pinot cruises. Apparently those Pinot cruises, the Origin ones, go for 4 days.
I told you, dude. I didn't think a P&O would be short.
Why how does that work?
Old cunts that love that stuff. Like, eventually that sort of shit will become appealing to you, I think. In the same way that, like...
Going on a 4-day cruise...
With the Guru?
With the Guru, yeah.
Yeah. Not to be mistaken for the NRL Guru. I mean, Eric Growth Senior. Yeah, dude.
Seems like a lot of time.
Mate, there was a time when I thought that bloody running a marathon was just for old 30-year-old losers. And now that I'm old and 30, it is exactly what it is. And now we're training for one.
Yeah, we've gone for one run, yeah.
We've gone for one run. We're training for it.
We're going all right.
Are we training for it?
We're going all right.
Have you got your runners in your car today?
I do.
There you go. Now we're those people. So at some point, we're going to be 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. The idea of getting on a goddamn 4-day Pinot cruise with watching the Guru, Steve Hart, and Billy Harrigan croon is going to seem like a really palatable 4 days.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, what are the equivalents? Matt Chechen, Dale Finucane, and Danny Weidler.
Sure. On we go.
Tom, Eddie, Dave, Hunters and Dribbles. The Sunny Coast Dribbler here. Question, Tommy. I'd like to know what the fuck is the album photo for Chris, the dude with the fucking sunburn. Now, I feel like that would be a fucking great yarn, and I kind of want to hear the story. So if you wouldn't mind, please enlighten us about that fucking story. Manly premierships never. Sun blowing up. Catch you later, guys.
I couldn't really hear him. What did he say?
No. Was he asking about drifts?
He was asking about the cover album, the cover photo of some sunburned dude on the Drifts album.
You know what? Interesting you fucking asked that. Drifts is on Spotify if anyone wants to go and listen to some of the tracks. Really good stuff. We had a bunch of songs from back when we were actually playing rockin', pubs all across Sydney. And then we just never released them. And then so I think they we recorded them, they got mixed and released. And it was what album art? Jerry and the boys. Well, Jerry who of Yuli's Brews fame, the dude who does their artwork, I think, was the guy that Jerry was getting to do. And this guy was sending through a bunch of different shit. And then sent through this photo of this, that's all a drawing as well, the thing that they're talking about. Again, not everyone's going to know what the fuck we're talking about here, but it's a very rank-looking human. Can you get it up on the screen?
Yeah.
So that Eddie can see it?
Yes, I have absolutely no idea what we're talking about. I do. I'm following your story.
But you don't know what the artwork is. Anyway, when it was floated, I was like, dude, that's fucking disgusting. I don't really vibe with it. But then it was more about it being funny. And I was like, well, that's actually, it is funny. It is funny.
What, you wanted a bit more of a serious photo so people would take you seriously?
No, not a suit. No, go to Spotify. I think it's probably you go, Dave, because you're on a completely different song there. No, I just thought you could be better than what this was. Put it that way. When you see it, you'll see what I mean. I was like, okay, sure. I found it off-putting to look at.
Maybe should I just get up on my...
That might be easier because I can't cast Spotify. I can only cast the internet.
Why can't you cast Spotify?
I don't know. It's just it just works on Google, and because Spotify is not on Google Chrome.
You can 100% cast Spotify, bro, but that's all right. I'm not going to hold that against you, David.
Yeah, hang on. I got it here.
Yeah, right.
Look at that guy. That's a drawing. It's an impressive drawing.
Is that a drawing?
Yeah, it's a drawing. So it is. The guy's a very talented artist, but I just was like, this looks disgusting. But he's grown on me.
I don't hate it.
It's grown on me big time. I now like it.
Yep, like it. Is that your album, Tickled Pink?
No, that's obviously just one of the songs.
How many albums did you release?
That's it.
About Time. Released in 2022.
There you go, mate.
To Spotify.
Well, generally, no, not just Spotify. Complete. That's the.
Oh, this was released in 2022.
Yeah. Whoa.
Why didn't you release it for so long?
Because we weren't real. We just were fucking potheads who played music. We weren't exactly.
What's your favourite song on here?
Don't know. I don't know all the names.
Another Way, The Bends, Tickled Pink, It's Past, Shivering, Faye, The Wire, Stan the Stingray, and Cucumber Blue.
Let me have a look. Let me see which one I like. Which one do I like? Mate, you know what? I love them all.
Do you even remember, can you...
I can, but I could never remember the names of them. So, even when we were playing regular, I couldn't remember the names of them. But when we had to do that, when we did that show a couple of weeks ago, before every song, I go, wait, what's this one again? And someone would have to, fucking play a little bit of the tune so I'd remember. Maybe Another Way. It's a nice, quick, bouncy one. It used to be called Back to Bellevue, I think.
What, you changed it?
I didn't change anything, mate. I had very little to do with it. I'm just the drummer. I just get told what to do.
Okay. You just drum.
I just drum, dude. I just rock up, sing it on, whip out the sticks and just bang.
What sticks do you like?
Again, I don't remember, dude. It's been a long time. I don't remember anything. I was a shit drummer. I could drum, but I wasn't very good. And
was Travis Barker a hero?
When I was little, I frothed Blink-182, dude. Now he's a bit of a fucking... He's a big day. Not my cup of tea now, but he's still Blink-182.
Why do you reckon he's a big day?
He's just a bit Kardashian-y.
But take out the fact that he dates with them. Do you think he's a big day?
No, the Kardashian-y sort of red carpet hooking up with that shit's very lame to me. But as a drummer, he's fucking mad. Blink-182, dude. Blink-182 are dope. You can't, what do you want me to do here? You trying to get me to denounce Blink-182? That ain't going to happen. Not on my watch.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at you.
Not on my watch, dude. But he's a big day now. Big day. But cool. Ish. Not really.
Still sort of cool.
If you took away the, like, really desperate for attention on a red carpet, then yeah, he'd be cool.
Tom, Eddie, Dave, the Ipswich dribbler here. Not 100% sure if that moniker's been taken, but I'll lay a claim on it here and now. Ipswich, many would say, Rugby League heartland of Queensland, home of Alan Langer fame, home of the Walters brothers, and home of Aussie Ash Barty. Not a big place, Ipswich, and I happen to spend here time on the fairways and cricket Southeast Queensland with Gaz LFC 90 in my younger years. Obviously, Big Gaz has got some airtime on the pod recently, and deservedly so. He's one of the great dribblers of all time. We all know he's across the pod now, and just wanted to reach out and say after your initial discovery of Gaz LFC 90, I had to reach out to him and let him know that he got a fair bit of airtime a couple of weeks back. Many messages were exchanged over the coming days, and here we are. He's around the socials now, and I can confirm he's listening to the pod, and no doubt it's only a matter of time before he gets a guest appearance on the pod. Rest assured, I'll keep gassing him up to reach out to you boys. Anyway, beers and birdies with Gaz LFC 90 soon.
Nice.
Love your work.
Love it. Ipswich dribbler. I guess he's laying claim to us now, knowing to the connect of us and Gaz LFC 90. I'm happy to give it to him.
He sounded authentic.
He did.
It sounded like he was the man that made it happen. Yep. So shout out to the Ipswich dribbler. We appreciate you, bro, because all we wanted was to be connected with our hero.
Yeah.
Gaz LFC 90.
We love Gaz LFC 90. He seems like a dribbler's dribbler.
Well, a dribbler that a dribbler can dribble with.
I mean, you have Liverpool in your Instagram handle and have nothing to do with the club directly, then that makes you a dribbler.
You get engaged in the away strip, that makes you a dribbler.
That makes you a dribbler. If you name your dog after a player, that makes you a dribbler.
Simple as that. It's simple dribbler arithmetic.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
simple.
We love him for it.
We love him for it. We love Gaz.
Yeah. Shout out Gaz LFC 90. Where do you live, dude? Gaz, are you a Queenslander, New South Welshman? We'd love to play golf with you.
We need help. Help us be great.
Help us be great.
We're a good coach away. That's all it is.
Yeah, we are. But this is like a bit of a dribbler Avengers. We're cobbling together just great dribblers. We've got you and I. We get Gaz LFC 90 in there. Who knows who else we bring in after that, you know?
Who knows?
But he's like someone you want to add to the pile.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. On we go.
G'day, boys. It's some genuine dribblers here. Just letting you know that last night got on the piss real hard and 2 a.m. thinking, hey, let's go run some fucking lines with the boys at the local fucking field, man. And did we have a pill? No, we didn't. So did we use a pillow? Yeah, we did. Were we still running lines? Yeah, fucking oath. And were they good? Probably the best you've ever seen. I'm a big fan of it. If anybody asks, Manly 1 to 12? Nah. The boys on the fucking pill at 2 a.m. in the morning? Yeah, 13 plus, 100%. Put the house on it. But just letting you know that the boys run a pill late at night. Anyway. Never. Broncos forever. Anyway, have a good night, boys. Good to see ya. See you soon.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Great to see you, fellas.
Great to catch up,
There
boys.
is, I mean, if you talk about dribbly, running lines, running shape, running plays out on the footy field with a pillow at 2 a.m, that's as dribbly as it gets. That's also the energy of youth. I couldn't think of anything worse.
You wouldn't be able to get me up from my seat at 2 a.m.
to run
to go and run in the fucking
on the
park with a
grass.
footy with
a pillow.
with a pillow as a footy. But yeah, good to catch up, boys. Always good to see you.
Great, good to see you.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you. But that is
keep up that pillow work, ball.
That's impressive dribbler shit. I love it. I would have preferred you filmed some of it though. I mean, I do hate to hear about these things and think, fucking hell, that would have been funny to see.
Would have been a funny video. Would have been.
When in doubt, punters, dribblers, film it and send it to us,
and we'll put it up, and we might credit you.
We will credit you. Unless you send it to a million different pages, then we're just going to pretend like we found it from them. And we'll never credit you. We'll never acknowledge you.
Tom, Eddie, Dior, punters and dribblers. It's the kicking tee dribbler. It's been a while since I've dribbled. Anyway, I've just been to a cafe and I'm a little bit bounced and I just bought a coffee and I had a $10 note with me. I don't know why, but I did. And the cashier there, they gave me a handful of coins. And I've dead set just sat in the cafe for the last 10 minutes admiring just how beautiful Australian gold and silverware is. Like how good are Australian coins? And it got me thinking, I just, like, with all this tapping and going, paying with your watch, paying with your phone these days, are we losing a little bit of our national identity by not using coins in our daily lives? You know, you got the platypus on the 20, the echidna on the 5. Just Australian coins are so fucking beautiful. They're just so nice. Anyway, I wanted to know, boys, what's your favourite coin? I love the $1 coin with the kangaroos on it. I think a gold coin with the kangaroos, yeah, fantastic. Only in Australia would we have a set of coins where the 2 is smaller than the 1. But anyway, boys, what's your favourite coin? See you soon.
Shout out to KTD with the great question. Couple of things.
What? Oh, I'm just trying to think, right? The 50-cent coin is the coat of arms, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
What's on the 10?
Get the coins up, Dave.
Yeah. The 10 is a lyrebird.
A lyrebird.
It is.
Yeah,
That's
it is
right.
a lyrebird.
Is that the echidna on the 5 centre?
I believe so.
Platypus on the 20 looks pretty good. Look at that thing, like the water ripples and the platypus swimming amongst
like an Indigenous elder on the $2 coin.
Yeah, that's good.
I've always liked $2 coins.
Yeah, so have I.
Because they pack a punch.
They definitely pack.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
a small compact, but you're also worth
just
the
like,
most.
boom, what's
You're the top
up?
of the food train in the coin game.
Yeah, you were. You're the king of the castle when it comes to the coin. You could get a bit with a $2 coin historically.
Well, I mean, listen, you needed less of them to get more.
That's right. That's my point.
Yeah.
If you had 5, 10, $2 coins, you got $10.
Yeah, you're good to go. That Indigenous elder does look fucking fantastic on that $2 coin.
Is that a Southern Cross above it?
It is. Shit, I mean, I like the platypus and I also like the Indigenous elder and the kangaroo. I don't know if I could split them. Coat of arms is good, but it's a bit sort of patriotic. It's a bit much.
Yeah, I don't love the 50-cent coin. I think it was always too big for its own good.
Well, yeah, again.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was trying
you get
too
less
hard.
for more of them.
Trying too hard. I'm like, bro, you're way too big.
Why are we celebrating 50 cents? You know what I mean? Why isn't the $2 coin that big? And again, I like what the $2 coin's about. As you say, it packs a punch, but like, why are we celebrating a 50-cent piece?
Like, I wouldn't have cared. I don't hate the 50% shape, but I think it should have been smaller.
I love the 50-cent shape.
Keep
I
the
agree with
shape,
you there.
make it smaller.
I also like how squishy and cute the echidna is in that 5
When
cent
he's like squashed into the coin, isn't he? He's like trying to get
trying
out.
to fit in. He's like, fuck, there's no room in here.
Yeah, there's no room.
Constantly uncomfortable.
What were the 1 and 2 cent coins?
Other than a complete waste of time.
I think they're still tender. You can you can swap them in for coin.
What's on the 1?
The 2 has what looks like a bearded dragon.
Nah, it's a goanna, bruz.
With a
Frill
big
neck
beard
lizard.
like that.
Frill neck lizzie.
Frill neck lizard, that's the one. And then the 1, is that a possum?
Yeah, it's a possum.
There you go. Possum and a frill neck lizard.
I like our indigenous animals, our native animals on there.
Yeah, that's nice. When are they going to when do you reckon they'll fuck off the 5 cent coin? Surely it's time. The sun's
pretty
running
much,
out.
Yeah, dude. I mean, coins generally. Dude, with Evie, when we play like shops at home, where she's like a shopkeeper or I'm a shopkeeper and it's like we're making it, we pretend like it's Evie's Cafe is what she calls it.
Yep.
She doesn't accept cash.
Doesn't she?
She doesn't accept cash, dude. We fucking just hold out to beep every time. You need a card to fucking purchase at Evie's Cafe.
So she doesn't want cash?
You offer her cash and she goes, beep, holds a card over it like it's tap and go or you can get fucked. She doesn't accept money or cash as legal tender. It's like, no. I tell you what, if I was a bank, and I'm not, just for the record, because we are losing the charm of the animal or the coat of arms, the Indigenous elder on the coins, rather than just having some weird colour on your card, why wouldn't you fucking chuck a native animal on there?
Yeah. I reckon they should be...
Make a cool image on
Make
your
them
card.
cool, bro. They're fucking lame.
They're lame and boring, dude.
Lame. Cards are boring as batshit.
Did you ever get phone cards as a kid?
Phone card?
So they basically was like a card with say $10 on it and you'd use it at payphones. We used to get them at my when I was at boarding school in primary school because we were like, it was the only way you could call your family. back in those days. So you'd be able to get like a $5 phone card, and obviously it wasn't that expensive. But they would have cool images on the front. And I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't you do that for bank cards? Or at least give me the option. Do you want it black? Do you want it blue? Do you want it silver? Or do you want a goddamn platypus swimming on the front of it?
Platypus.
Do you want like an indigenous elder like looking up at the stars?
I want a platypus or an elder.
Or an elder or kangaroos.
Or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I don't want like
Or yeah,
red
exactly.
and
Just an
fucking
amazing
pink.
photo of an Australian landscape.
That's it.
Whatever. Don't give me just some weird techno blue bullshit.
What's that? 25th anniversary of the removal of Australia's 1 and 2 cent coins from circulation. When was that? So it's been a while.
That was 2017.
So it's been 30 years.
Cool.
Very.
Really cool. Shout out to KTD for always coming with the thought-provoking questions, bro. Really, really appreciate you, dude.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that dribble.
I enjoyed it. Do we call it there? Do we finish on a high?
I think we got one more. Yeah, let's go one.
You want one more?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
there's one I feel like we should play. I don't
Okay.
know. It might not be this one, but I think it is.
G'day, punters, dribblers. It's Brendan Cowell, Celebrity Sharks fan. Just an idea for a segment that I've got that maybe Fox Sports could follow up on. Here it is. Matty Johns. We loved him in a Knights jumper. We love him interviewing for... Oh, fuck that. Here we go again. Matty Johns. We loved him in a Knights jumper. We love him interviewing players, coaches, Fletcher and Hindy. But tonight, Matty Johns interviews the one man he's never inquired of. Matty. It's Matty on Matty in a Fox Sports first. It's face to face with the same face. Matty's face. It's Matty on Matty by Matty.
That is utter dribble.
That is complete dribble, and I love it.
That was fantastic.
I love it. I'd love to see Matty interview Matty because he's the only one that Matty hasn't interviewed. It's a great point.
That's a great point. He makes a great point.
He makes a huge point.
Brendan Cowell, Celebrity Sharks fan. Obviously, he sits a couple of rungs below Scotty Morrison.
Unfortunately, and I'm sure that pisses him off because before then he was probably number one Sharks dribbler.
He'd be right up there.
Now it's ScoMo, then it's Brendan, and then maybe it's Buzz Rothfield.
It'd be annoying as well because ScoMo never used to support the club.
Well, no, he supported the Dogs like a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly. And now he's just like fucking parachuted in, stolen all Cowell's credit, all his panache.
All of hard work.
All his go forward.
Cowell built a career and then was able to become the number one Sharks fan.
That's right.
And then
it's
now
been snatched from him.
It's been snatched by a fucking liar and a thief.
Tough day to be a cow.
Is Brendan out there campaigning this election just to get Morrison out of office so he can retake that spot?
It's the only way he gets back into that number one spot. And even then, I think
it's gone.
Well, you need a couple of years. I think ScoMo needs a couple of years out of the fucking limelight, and then
Sharks fans
Brendan
love
gets it back.
having ScoMo as their number one fan. They
Cowell's
love it.
also in the upcoming Avatar, dude. So,
That'll help.
When that drops, then, ScoMo's out, assuming he loses, unless Jim Wilson has his way.
Interesting times. Very interesting.
Very interesting times. Shout out to Jim Wilson of 2GB, who's got the funniest voice on radio and loves talking about the Mean Girls.
He's on from like 3 till 6. It's fucking hilarious.
And Eddie and I listen to him just to hear him talk about the Mean Girls. And Anthony Albanese, fair income. He loves saying fair income.
Yeah.
And he's a gimp. Anyway, I think we wrap it up there.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?